welcome to another edition of one of the greatest radio shows to ever touch YouTube history. Well, now it's just like a video show. It's like a video show now, because I got video now, because I got a fucking great-ass phone. Anyway, yes, this is another edition of the radio show. I'm going to my video manager to know exactly what number we're on, so stick with me as we're just now 30 seconds into this damn thing. This is episode 46. Now, DRW Radio 48, or not 48, but 50. I have something special planned in a way. It just all depends. But yes, something special is planned, very planned. But my video promos will return in the next few days as well. I highly suggest you guys to go watch all of my NXT. But anyway, yes, this is DRW Radio, and we are just on the heels of DRW Dark Mania. Now, before I get to the panel, I'm going to interview these guys one by one in this because it's a very special radio show to me. And yes, I still have my long hair. So, fuck you guys. Anyway, Dark Mania was the Ultimate Warrior tribute. We told the bell 10 times in the moment of silence. Then we went on to the show, and we went on, with the show. The show must go on. Anyway, in the prelims, we saw Gail Anderson go one-on-one with Samara. But it was a pretty intense match. It featured, Samara flipping over the top rope and landing on top of Gail, never touching the top rope. I don't know why everybody was so impressed about that. But Brandon Bailey and Bobbitt of 3B Radio seemed to be very impressed. But it would come to an end as Gail would slap the hands away of Anderson, Gail would slap the hands away from Samara and hit the Anderson driver and then pin her 1, 2, 3 in the middle of the ring. Now, after the match, they both shook hands and hugged. Then, we went live to the DRW Dark Mania, where special guest John Legend would sing America the Beautiful. Then, we saw one of the greatest matches ever, Torrance Banks versus Jay Styles. And after what seemed to be the most brutalest match I've ever seen in my life, a spinal tap from the top rope got Jay Styles the win. And then, we saw the TLC match for the tag team titles. Now, stick with me here. Listen all to what happened. The Dead or Alive briefcase match. I'm sorry, that's what it was. The Armor would reign supreme. Then, and Texas Jake and JR were pissed off at each other because the match happened. And then GVD would win the Generatonic title, but only hold it for a few days. More on to that later on in the radio show. But, also, we had the very first TLUX match for the X-Core title, which featured Devon Wright, he changed his name, winning the X-Core title. Then, in front of 55,000 people in the Tokyo Dome, we had a 4-team TLC match for the DRW Tag Team titles, and this match was very graphic. Now, the TLC match was originally won by the Maverick organization, but then, remember earlier on in the match, the Armor won the Dead or Alive briefcase, which is like the Money in the Bank shit, but for the Tag Team titles. They came out, they cashed in on the Maverick organization, triple power bombs everywhere. Ambrose would cover Knox for the 1, 2, 3 new tag team champions, the Armor. It was the rise of the Armor that night. But as everybody was feeling, the Reigns, Ambrose, and Rollins seemed to be against the Armor, or seemed to be against Edge and Rush now. But then also later on in that match, we saw the international title match, which was very insane, which featured the international champion, which featured a new international champion, Chris Knox. But the fans would chant, "He's a machine." But now, let's get this straight. Remember, Edge paid off Neo Styles for the international briefcase, fired him, gave the international briefcase to Adam Rush. He came out, cashed in 1, 2, 3 after a triple power bomb by the Armor. Then, later on that night, actually right after that, JM Punk versus Tyler H. It was career versus career. An Anaconda Vice would make Tyler tap out after a 35-minute match, and Tyler H would be gone. It was very insane. It was very insane. I'm doing a video. Yeah, you suck a dick. Then, shut up. Then, oh my god, it was bad. Then a fatal 4-way match for the pure. It was a fatal 4 pure rules match for the pure championship, which would feature Seth Ambrose winning and becoming the new DRW Pure Champion. Then, right after that match, it was Demoness versus Lucifer Reigns and the finals of the Young Lions DTM Cup for the DRW television title, and it was a spear to put Demoness away for the DRW television title. Lucifer Reigns winning the tournament and the title. Next year, the winner of that tournament will become the number 1 contender for the title. Then, Chris Zero put his DRW ownership on the line against Josh Knight, and after a brutal Sadist Dreamland match, Chris Zero would still be your DRW owner. Then, it was a 6-man elimination chamber for the DRW World Heavyweight title. And after a hell of a match, Judas Insanity would be the new DRW World Heavyweight Champion. Then, in the main event of the evening, Austin Yuha's Messiah, Firestar Hart. It was very intense. Messiah would join the American Saints. He would tombstone Austin Yuha's on the Elite title and pin him 1, 2, 3, and we would have a new DRW Elite Champion. As everybody thought it was the rise of the Armor, it would be the rise of the American Saints. But now, the question is, what happens now? Well, now, we go to Hell's Rising as we will travel back to the States as we go to the AT&T Center in San Antonio, Texas, April 27th, 2014. Hell's Rising in the Prelims Women's Championship, the rematch. This time it's a ladder match. Gail Anderson will fight Samara. Then in the opener for the DRW Tag Team titles in a 3-way elimination tag, the Armor, the Maverick Organization, and the American Saints. Then in a number 1 contenders match for the Elite title, Jonathan Salcido will battle Triple X. Then in a number 1 contenders match for the Pure title, Christoph Schei will battle Johnny Gat. Then in the Pure Championship match, Seth Ambrose will battle Johnny Cage. Then for the X-Core title in a glass tables match, Devon Wright will battle Rock Rollins. Then, in a losing title gets a name change, champion versus champion. The television champion Lucifer Reigns will battle the Generatronic champion Ken Gatlin. Then, for the international title in a last man standing match, Chris Knox will battle Sean Ripper. Then, in the DMG Dungeon of Doom, Mother vs. Son, DMG vs. Kid Crush. Then in the Sadist Dreamland Battle of Redemption, Chris Zero will battle Austin Yuhas. Then in the co-main event for the DRW World Heavyweight title, in a fatal 4-way, Judas Insanity will defend versus JM Punk, Jay Styles, and Anthony Orton. Then, in the main event, in the first ever Stairway to Heaven match, Messiah will defend versus Adam Rush, Firestar Hart, Angel Gat, and Torrance Banks. That is your card for Hell's Rising. That is your review for Darkmania. Jesus fucking ballsack. Welcome to DRW Radio. Tonight on the panel, we have the farewell speech scheduled from Tyler H. We have the new Generatronic champion Ken Gatlin and the new international champion Sean Ripper and former Generatronic champion GVD. Guys, welcome back to DRW Radio.
Thank you, Chris. And I do want to state for a fact that I do respect TBD and his career. And it was a match in itself. And I give him applause for everything that he's done.
Alright, Sean Ripper, are you here?
Oh, I'm here.
What are your thoughts on winning the international title just a few short days ago?
Oh, it's awesome. It feels great. I didn't think I was going to pull it off. I thought the armor was going to come out and just beat the hell out of me, but the armor didn't even get involved. Jake had a very good fight into him, and I ended up pulling it off. And it felt good to win it. It feels great to be champion again. It feels good to hold gold again. It feels good. It's nice. Love it.
Well, one guy's very happy with the outcome. Now, when tough questions come to bear, I ask the tough questions and I change the answers when you have the answers. I change the questions when you have the answers. But here we go. Tyler H. We will give you 10 minutes for a farewell speech. The floor is yours. What do you want to say to the DRW universe?
First of all, my condolences and thoughts and prayers go out to Warriors family, obviously, and to WWE. I tell you what, July 27th last year when I started in DRW, I knew I found a home after leaving CRW, because CRW wasn't really putting me through much. So
CRW sucks.
When DRW gave me a call, told me to come over and made me the COO of the company, and then a month later making me the longest reigning DRW champion in the company's history. Unfortunately that ended in October of that year, but then I became the most hated guy in the company. Obviously, because that's what Triple H is. I respect the guy, but right now I think he's kind of a jackass. But, being a two-time tag champion, especially with Sean, even though I stabbed in the back several times, which I do apologize for. But then becoming the pure champion, and which Sean screwed me out of. Obviously, that was payback. And then becoming heel of the year.
I don't know.
I just think that, I've had one hell of a career. I can tell you that.
Okay.
Doing this, whole, Triple H gimmick and all, him being my idol for 17 years, and still respect him, always will. But right now he's just being a jackass. Hopefully he will burst some balls and turn back to being a good guy soon. That won't be anytime soon, with Evolution being around. But I tell you what, out of character here, I just, want to thank DRW for allowing me to step inside, to form for the DRW universe, and to thank, honestly, you, Chris, for allowing me to be the COO and then get fired, and then being director of operations, then get fired, obviously. Well, because you're like the Vince McMahon of this company, and you do have some balls, but Vince really doesn't. He doesn't want to show his face that much. But, I'm not sure if that's what Triple H says in bed with his wife. So, oh boy, I tell you what, but I respect each and every one of you guys But it had to come down to that. I definitely, GM Punk was he won fair and square. He made me tap out in front of 55,000 people. He.
At least your career did
It.
not end in Greenwich, Connecticut.
Yeah, that's the. I mean, at least it was out of the United States and not in Greenwich. But I tell you what, it's can't believe it came to a sudden halt like this. But a deal is a deal. The stipulation. It's like Shawn Michaels' career ending, or Mick Foley's career, Ric Flair's career, and quite possibly now the Undertaker's career. But yeah, yeah, I love you too, Sean. You go suck it. All I can say is this is going to be Daniel Bryan's year. I can tell you that, and hopefully, maybe sooner or later, there might be a Daniel Bryan coming into DRW, but I don't think you'll be seeing that happening anytime soon. I just don't know where I'm going to go from here. I don't know where I'm going to head to. I'm not going to say where I'm going to head to, but but it's just been a long road, and I don't know. I'll still continue watching Triple H and his tactics and watching Evolution and all, but right now it's basically time for me to walk away for a little bit. Basically do what Stone Cold Steve Austin did, and say, him saying, right down to the sunset for a while. And basically that's what I'm going to do. But I'll still support DRW no matter what. They want me to do a commentary or something, or make special appearances, like Hulk Hogan, even though he can't wrestle anymore. Or I'll do like what Ric Flair does and go to, Chevrolet places and start signing autographs. I don't know. But I tell you, it's been fun on this radio show too. I tell you what, controversy. So I'm telling you, I will come to this phone and just kick you one more time.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Tyler H. in his farewell DRW speech. Now we move on. Finally, we move on down the road. Sean Ripper is finally international champion. Ken Gatlin is finally a champion. Grant GVD is contemplating retirement. All is right in the E-Fed world. But I have one thing to say to the E-Fed world. Soon, very, very soon, things are shaking up. That's all I gotta say. But with this, I leave you with this message. This message right here. DRW is the home of many people. DRW is your home. The next time we go to pay-per-view will be at the AT&T Center in San Antonio, Texas, April 27th, 2014 for Hell's Rising. A lot of good shit happening. Please join us. And if you would like, please join me in watching the NXT Confederation of Mine shoot up to the top, as tonight was NXT Mania. finally actually do this now. Anyway, thank you guys for this DRW episode. DRW Radio episode, I mean. We wish you all the best. We give our thoughts and prayers and condolences to the Warriors family. May you forever rest in peace in paradise, homie. A match made in heaven. We give you this final message. I tip my hat to you, Warrior. Tyler H., we wish you well in all your future endeavors.